Tired.
Hello. Welcome to M.A.D. Play my music.
Melanated, drama we melanated, animated, and got a whole lot of drama.
Hey y'all.
Hey guys.
Welcome back to M.A.D. Melanated,
Animated.
and a whole lot of drama.
Yeah.
I got a question.
Yeah.
Did you know that Artemis, the whole mission of Artemis was for them to see the dark side of the moon?
Yes.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that, y'all.
I was just like, okay.
I mean,
but
humans are curious.
I mean, yeah, but it's still the moon. It's just the sun's not hitting it. You know what I mean? That's why I was.
But you like, if the sun's not hitting it,
What's
is
happening?
it different? Yeah, you know,
Like,
just
is it
curious.
Is it?
It's kind of like
what's happening.
Kind of like the ocean. Like parts of the ocean is undiscovered because the sun ain't hitting it, and so it's kind of dark down there. You can't see that, so you don't know what's going on.
It's not just because of the darkness.
It's also creepy down there.
But it's the pressure. Like people.
The pressure pushing down on me. I don't know that song all the way, but
I was about to say,
is that how it goes?
I don't know, because I was trying to understand. I was trying to figure out what song. There's a couple of pressure songs that I know.
Oh.
So I was trying to figure out which one that was.
Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun.
Is it usually on a commercial?
Yeah.
Okay.
Under pressure.
Okay. So guys, as you know, Kayla and I are pretty into Asian culture.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Started when we were young watching anime.
Inuyasha.
Yeah, Inuyasha was my gateway.
It was our gateway.
Yeah. I mean, technically Dragon Ball Z, but I didn't like Dragon Ball Z, so
I don't count that.
So for me, it was Inuyasha.
On Toonami. Well, I mean, it was on Toonami for me.
I think it was Adult Swim for me. It could have been.
Adult Swim is Toonami on Saturdays.
When you're you don't know.
You just watching. It just turns off at 10. It's like, welcome to Toonami, and we're like, okay.
Yeah, the alien or
yes. I don't know that guy's name. I know he has a name. I don't know his name.
But he's in the shit.
Yeah,
it's kind of lit though.
No, for real.
He had a comforting voice, in my opinion.
He does. He still has. He's like, come back, be back after these commercials. Catch you next time on Toonami.
But yeah, so started with anime, then grew into like K-dramas and K-pop. She watches a lot of C-dramas, a lot of historicals and stuff like that.
All day.
For me, when it comes to like Chinese culture, it's more of like the art and the culture. I don't watch a lot of their business like that. But with that being said, because of that, a lot of at least for me, a lot of my social medias tend to be a very Asian Instagram.
Let's be real. It's BL.
Like it is a lot of BLs for realsies. Like
for real.
It is. It's a lot of BLs. Korean, Japanese, Thai. But it's not just that though. It's a lot of like K-drama stuff, a lot of K-pop stuff. And actually it's just like Asian culture, like different like Asian things, right? And I've just got into some Asian juice, which I didn't know what was going on. Because black people be staying in our business.
We mind our business.
But somehow I got into the juice. So I did not realize that there is a C versus South Korea. Well, C is standing for Southeast Asian. So SEA, versus South Korea. How it started was what?
I'm so stupid.
Why? What were you thinking?
Because when you were talking to me, you were saying C, and you said Southeast Asian,
you
right?
Thought I meant C. Girl. She thought I meant the Crips.
KC, like, okay, I don't know why all these people are being lumped under one letter.
It's so silly. wild.
Okay.
But so I guess there was a concert happening in what was I saying?
Malaysia.
Malaysia, thank you. Whew. So there was a concert happening in Malaysia. I don't know whose concert it was, whether it was BTS or what, because right now, BTS is the popular worldwide concert going on this past. That's going to be happening for like almost 2 years. It's going to be
get to that in a second.
There's a concert in Malaysia. South Koreans go to Malaysia to go to this concert, right? But they're like doing they're like videoing and stuff like that, trying to vlog and GoPros and stuff like that. And, Malaysia's like, you guys have to put those away. You can't do that here. And they're like, we can do it in South Korea. And they're like, but you're not in South Korea. You're in Malaysia. So go sit down. Like, no, don't do that. All of a sudden, because of that, South Koreans go ham on the internet towards Malaysians. I'm calling them monkeys, saying y'all, pretty much calling them out their names, like pretty much being racist, period. Mm-hmm. Being racist. Mm-hmm. And that's when I discovered that, because probably in the past you've heard Kayla and I, say that like to us South Koreans would probably be like closer to black, because of their culture and their style,
and because how they emulate our culture, basically.
But like if we think about it now, it's because of how they emulate our style. Yeah, like we didn't think like at that time. We're just thinking they like real like cool. They're really close to us. Yeah, but no, it's because they're just like people. They emulate
culture vultures.
Culture vultures. Shame. Right? And so, come to find out, Chinese. I'm still trying to figure out where Japanese lands in this.
Okay, no, for real, because like,
I need to know
where y'all at.
Where y'all at? This, but they are considered the Asians, palm-colored Asians, and because they, they cater to the white culture. Pretty much, and like how,
which is hilarious,
which is crazy because white people
don't even like their own culture.
White people treat them so bad here in America, and they still like a concentration camps. Y'all forget about that. Y'all forget about the camps. Y'all forget about the segregation of y'all, like and stuff like that. But yeah, you still for some reason want to
have a proximity to
cater whiteness. Them. Always want like they want to lighten their skin. They want to. Like white is beautiful for them, and so anybody with some kind of melanation are considered monkeys and stuff like that. Like, and that's crazy to me. Like, that's so crazy to me. And so yeah, that has been a thing, and I've just been like, like
she was telling me about this because I haven't been in the juice, but I'm just like, it really made me take a look back and be like, yeah, I need to correct my views because no, I'm not fooling with that. Yeah. I'm not fooling with that. And it really like highlighted to me how much I was like, oh, y'all emulating our culture. Y'all cool. Y'all are cool like us. And it's like, y'all are not. But you're literally are not.
I like thought about it like in the beginning, right? In the beginning, I never thought of it as like emulating us. It was more like y'all got some style, right? I didn't think like. And I think that's another thing we do as Black people. It's almost like I don't think they, like, not just them, but like anybody that kind of has style or flavor or something is real cool. Like, oh, y'all cool. Y'all got some flavor, da da da. We forget that they're getting it from us.
Yeah, because we're not, our first thought isn't like, oh, they're stealing from us. Our first thought is like, oh, that's a vibe.
That's a vibe.
Because we are very vibey people. Black people are very vibey. Like if you vibe with me, I vibe with you. You cool, we cool. That's how we are. And it takes us. It honestly, we need to be better at this as Black people because we be real cool with people before really getting to like know them. But yeah, we need to be better at that. But I get what you're saying. And now that I know this, it kind of has me like looking at them sideways, like,
cause you already know like how much I love Blackpink, but like Lisa, for example, like a lot of times I can't really like follow her the way I used to because I know like so much of what she does is like Black culture, and she ain't Black, and it's just kind of like it's a little bit bothers me. You know,
I mean,
look,
it would be. I feel like it would be as less like if credit was given where credit was
and
due.
That's my part. And she would be considered part of the C. She's Thai, and they're part of like Southeast Asians. So they'll be considered, but it's still kind of the fact that you're not Black. It's like I would be complete like yeah, correct. I would be completely fine if you gave the credit. Just like say something, mention something, do something, like gave the credit where the credit is due. And then I wouldn't be so like always so like feeling bad listening or or I would listen more because a lot of times nowadays I don't even be turning to Lisa's songs because of it.
Speaking of credit, that goes perfectly into the BTS situation. So, before we start the segment, I want to say we are not BTS fans, okay? We have a homegirl, Stacy, we love you, who is a BTS stan. And we love supporting our girls, so
yeah,
we decided to go to a concert.
We haven't gone yet, but we got tickets to go.
She got tickets.
She got tickets.
We need to pay back.
But she went and got tickets for us to go to the BTS concert.
Yes.
And then, this is before their album and everything came out. And their album came out. And she sent it to us. She said, we're about to go to this concert. You guys listen to this album. I think you guys are going to really like it. I've listened to the album. I've actually listened to it 3 times. Like, this is how much I like this album. I really like this album. And I told Stacey, I said, hey, like, I'm like, girl, I'm mad. Like, I actually like this album. But I still don't care for their, like, music, their previous music. Yeah, the previous music, I still don't care for it. Like, I even tried listening to it again. Still don't care for it. But this album I thought was really good. And I said, maybe because it sounds a little more Black. I don't know. Like, I'm really into this album. It's really good. Then I find out what the name of the album is. I always pronounce it wrong. ARIRANG.
I thought you were saying ARIRANG.
ARIRANG.
I thought you were saying
ARIRANG.
Please correct us.
Yeah, it's ARIRANG. And so I found out it. So that's the name of the album, and it's actually a folk song. So the history behind it is there were 7 Koreans who had to leave South Korea. They ended up in America. This is in like 1860 something, right? They ended up in America. Obviously, this is America, And in the 1800s, they don't like people who aren't them, right? So, they weren't welcome pretty much anywhere. Anywhere.
Except for
one place. Howard University.
Which is a what? Black college.
It's an HBCU. Howard University accepted them into the school. 2 of them got accepted to one of the music programs. In that music program, they made a song called ARIRANG, which is about having to leave their homes and starting all over, building from the ground up, and all that jazz, right? So BTS wanted to dedicate this album to people and to this folk song, because they wanted to get back to their roots. And when I found that out, I said, how are they getting back to their roots when it's very this color? It's very like Black forward, Like if you listen to the music, it's very Black forward. I don't know how it goes back to their roots. And so the upset is they have put out a little animation of like the history of it, of the guys coming to, not that it wasn't just guys, I think it was like a girl or 2. So of the South Koreans coming to America, going to Howard University, doing the music program, they are in front of Howard University singing to a crowd. pan out to the crowd. Mind, once again, it's the animation. Pan out to the crowd. It's all white people and like 3 black people.
At what?
It's just what a HBCU is. If you go to Howard University in 2026, not to say we don't have white people, because we do, because we as black people accept people regardless. At any time frame, at any kind of program, we accept everybody in a black program. Like, you know, like
we accept anybody.
We pretty much accept people, period. We never turn people away.
And we as black people need to start gatekeeping.
You know what I mean? And so we at Howard University, we do have white people. But it's like, if you're looking at percentage, it's like 1%.
Minorities.
They're minorities at a HBCU. In the 1800s,
ain't not one.
Not a single white person, not because we wouldn't have accepted them, but because they wouldn't even come nowhere near that school.
Not happening.
White people wouldn't, like, white people hated black people. So they would never have been on that campus. They would have never listened to them sing. Mind you, they didn't only hate black people, they hated Asians back then as well.
Yes.
They hated Mexicans back then as well. They hated Native Americans back then as well.
Anybody that wasn't white.
Anybody that wasn't white.
Italian people.
Sweet. And start
with the teachers. If you weren't one Aryan, they hated you.
Yeah. Like it's so crazy.
It's so crazy.
And I can't accept any excuse. Not that they haven't made any excuse. I don't think. Look, I don't know if they've put out anything.
Any apologies?
I don't know if they. I don't know if they. Deleted. Not deleted. What's the word I'm looking for?
Removed.
Thank you. I don't know if they removed the anime or not, the animation or not. I don't know if they've said an apology or not. I don't know if this already. I don't know. Right. But what I do know is. Okay, what I don't, I'm not gonna say I do know, but I'm pretty sure that their BTS themselves aren't the ones who made it. Obviously.
Oh, yeah, no.
It's very obvious BTS themselves aren't the ones who made it, but you know, they had something to do with it, right? So I feel like BTS, the producers, the company, the artists behind the animation, the people behind the music, everything should all like be like, yo, they should have all done the research. And at the end of the day,
it's not that hard to look up Howard University.
And I'm still wondering how they actually did that, made that, and still put out what they put out.
And thought it was okay.
Because not even though it's our culture, right? Howard University being our culture, it's their culture too, with the guys from South Korea coming out there. So they know, you know what I mean? Like,
you should know the nuance.
Yeah. So I would say, like, how did their history turn into there was white people?
Well, maybe they don't teach like histories of South Korean. My apologies, South Koreans, or how the treatment that Asian people experience in the United States in foreign countries. Maybe they don't teach that.
I feel like it's not just,
or maybe it's not, or if they do teach it, it's like touched on a little bit, but not extensive.
Let's be very honest. In every country, they teach about their history of their country, and if it's other people's histories, it's like, you know, it's not like big. It's not a big
a thing.
Program. Yeah, it's like a small thing. Yeah, I definitely will admit that. But if they were talking about the history and anything involving America back then,
they should know.
Would know what was going on. You know, what white people were doing to not only blacks but to them,
their own people.
Yeah, you know. So I don't know how they were able to.
But it's also, and I'm not speaking for the Asian community. This is like from an outsider looking in. It seems like there's not enough outrage or like discontent with how they were treated. Like they're like, it happened, we're done. That's how it comes off to me. Like they don't really
care.
And I don't want to say that because that's harsh, but that's how it comes off.
But you know, I find that, I think that maybe because they say that we're the only ones who we keep harping on the past, but it's like we're not really harping on the past, we're harping at reality. Like, it's still happening to us till this day, and I think that's what it is.
That gets on my nerves, like harping on the past. You need to fully understand your past to make sure you don't repeat it again. You know what I mean? Okay? That's one of my biggest issues with we're harping on the past. We're harping on the past. We're trying to keep remembering the past because it keeps people keep trying to erase it. Yeah. To be so freaking clear.
And that's what I think it is. I think they're able to forgive and forget because they're not the ones being erased. People will remember concentration camps, but they won't remember slavery. You know what I mean?
Well,
like they will.
I feel like they remember some of the concentration camps, but I feel like if we were to
I'm not saying they're not going to forget, but I'm saying like they're not telling people to. They're not telling the Asian community to forget the concentration camps. But they're gonna.
But they're not talking about it as much either. Because if I'm thinking about it, in school, the Japanese and Asian concentration camps, they didn't even get a whole chapter. They barely got a damn paragraph. It was a one little excerpt. They were put in the concentration camps, and that was it.
I think we got a chapter.
I feel like it was all on the West Coast too, though.
It was, yes, yes. Okay, maybe that's
it wasn't a thing here in Texas. You know, I remember in public school in Texas, it wasn't a thing. They had a little excerpt about why they were doing it, and that was it. They didn't really talk about the treatment that these people faced. They didn't really talk about like when it was ended. Like we had to research this stuff ourselves here, and so it's stuff like that that is being easily erased. And we as Black people, we're fighting for it to be erased. Not, oh my God, to not be erased. To not be erased.
And we're finding a lot harder because it's not even the fact that it's because they've constantly been erasing us since the day they stole us from our lands and brought us out here. They were trying to erase our names, erase our culture, erase how we feel about this, that, and the other, erase our language, erase, you know,
it's all get over it.
It's always been a get over. It's always been erasing. Like they've literally have been trying to erase us since the dawn of time,
which is crazy.
And so, which is why we're always so outraged every time people, especially, and I think it makes us even more mad when it's people of color as well, which is what Asians are. Y'all are people of color, regardless of how freaking light your skin is. You ain't white, but people of color doing the same thing that white people are doing because it's like, bro, they would literally do it to you quick, fast, in a hurry.
Exactly.
So why are you doing it to us?
Exactly.
Like, acknowledge us.
Like, because look, once they do it to you,
nothing wrong with acknowledging
if they accomplish it on us, then you're next.
Like, you don't, like, we're literally we're literally the fighting line.
We're the front line, bro.
We're the front line. If we fall, y'all are done.
There's no getting back up.
What's crazy is like y'all, and you know, and that's why no, it really ain't. Like if we're
down, but we
can't get back up. Sorry. Okay. No, but going back to what I was saying, I really appreciate those who, because I first discovered the meaning of everything of the ARIRANG. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing it incorrectly, guys. I'm really sorry.
Seriously, comment and tell us how to say it because we want to be able to say it appropriately, especially since
because we respect your guys' culture.
Yeah, we do.
Like you know, yeah. I like y'all, but whatever.
Not all of y'all.
And that's what I was gonna say is I first discovered it by a Black man who mentioned it, right? And I was like, I wonder if it's true. I sent it to her and stuff. And then so I looked it up some more. Well, actually, no. After I saw it from him, I saw it from an Asian dude, an Asian woman. And it just kept like coming about. And I said, this is a thing. And I looked it up and because I want to get, you know, I want to know for sure. And yeah, like the first recorded people to have the ARIRANG, the first recorded ARIRANG, how do you pronounce it, was at the Howard University, and it literally says that. And the fact that y'all can't even acknowledge that there were only Black people there supporting you, helping you, building you up, accepting you, is crazy.
Honestly, it reminds me of Sinners. You know, that Asian couple that was like doing everything, getting all the money, helping all the black people. Yeah.
Yeah, but and he did that because it's actually based off of an actual family who ran two convenience stores, one in the one in the white neighborhood, one in the black neighborhood, and it was pretty much like they said that because they weren't black but they weren't white, they were able to bounce between the two because they didn't quite fit into either one of them. So they're able to bounce between the two with no problems and stuff like that. So like that's, and I think that's also might be because you know how light skin, light skins were in the house, right? And so white people kind of
could pass.
They could pass. White people kind of brainwashed them thinking that they were accepted, or kind of like trick them into thinking that they were accepted, so that way they could pretty much learn to oppress their own people. And so, and I think that's kind of about going about the same thing. Yeah. That Asians, because they were able to bounce between the white communities and the black communities, that they have it in their heads that
they can continue to bounce between the two.
No, that they're fully accepted by white people. Like white people, I think also tricked them into believing that, hey, you're better than them. You know what I mean? The only way you can oppress people is with their minds.
That's true.
So you take their minds, you take everything from them.
But we also want to talk about this because this is a message to our friend Stacy. Stacy, we love you so much, but this concert kind of goes against our beliefs, so we will not be attending. Girl, we wouldn't do you like that. We wouldn't do you like that. But hoping BTS does come out and say something or do something.
I'd be very political with my outfit.
Just highlighting that, bro. Like, y'all need to speak on it. Y'all need to speak on it. Like,
speak on it.
Just a little. We want to thank Howard College, a historically black college. That's all you literally need to say.
Like, there needs to be an acknowledgement across the board.
Yes.
There needs to be an acknowledgement. There needs to be a continuous acknowledgement because, and look, I feel like it's not even too much to ask because you might, people might think it might be too much to be always have to acknowledge every single time. I would say yes, because
you have to acknowledge.
At this point, y'all refuse to acknowledge from the beginning. So if you can't acknowledge from the beginning, sometimes in the middle, then acknowledge every single time you put something out.
Exactly.
Every single time you put something out, y'all literally use samples from black people, from black music. Blackpink has used a Missy Elliott sample. They have used it. When I tell you they've used samples, everybody's used samples from black people because music started from black people. K-pop is black music. Country is black music. Jazz, black music. Rock, black music, everything started from black people, and there just needs to be an acknowledgement.
And if you want more detail into that, you can watch one of our Black History episodes.
Yes, everything started from black people. Period. Point blank. Period.
But we're also very humble about it. Okay, because we don't. Black people really don't be like, oh, we'll be like, it's fine, just create great music. Just create great music. Now, we may not sound humble right now.
And it's only because of irritation.
Yeah, literally.
And angry.
Literally. That's literally what it is.
Literally very humble. Literally, black people are
extremely
use it. We're so welcoming and accepting. What's so wrong with saying, hey, this came from, this is because of, what's so wrong with that?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's our little rant of the day.
Yeah.
So make sure you join us next time as we discuss what comes first, the chicken or the egg.
That's very simple. We already know the answer to that.
What?
The chicken.
The egg.
The chicken.
The egg.
Where does the egg come from? Chicken.
Where does the chicken come from?
Whatever. Exactly. Anyway, y'all, stay